coverage of the state finals continues now with the boys Class B state finals.
Team to get over here, and I don't want to let them down, you know what I mean? We want to try to win this thing.
It's very nice of you, Jerry. Good luck to you.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
Joe?
Thank you very much. Now, John, let's take a look at this Bucksport Ball Club, and maybe what we can feel out as we go on. We have not seen Wells, but Bucksport has to be a great ball club, just having beat Hampton.
Oh, there's no question. They'll be a good representative team for Eastern Maine. It was one of the best ball games we've seen this year in the tournaments. And Bucksport come out a winner in a great ball game, which both teams had equal number of opportunities to win. And I'm sure that this will be a great ball game here tonight. Bucksport team is Sanborn, Dyer, and Shell inside. And then we have naturally Jay Moore and Kevin Black on the outside. And they're a good, well-balanced, well-rounded ball club, I think. Possibly we're going to have to give Wells a little nod for the inside game tonight. But I think we have to give Bucksport the edge on the outside. However, I don't know very much about Moody and Janborg. I understand that the Smith boy is an outstanding player. He's 6'5", he's big and strong. So they should be able to give Bucksport a little shake inside. They're a little bit bigger than they are if we don't count Brian Sanborn, but Brian Sanborn will be the biggest man on the floor tonight. And Billy is ready down on the floor with the Wells coach. Billy, go ahead.
Thank you very much, John. And I'm here with Roland Dufort, the coach of the Wells team. I mistaken you a few minutes ago and called you a boys the girls team from Greeley, so that's no problem. Roland, what do you plan to do tonight to try to stop Bucksport?
Well, we're going to go man-to-man. We're going to try to put as much pressure on them both defensively and offensively. Our game is to run up and down the floor, and we're going to see if their 5 guys can stay without 5.
What about pressure as far as on defense, Roland?
Yeah. Well, we're going to make him work for the ball, especially we want Moore not to have the ball. He can't score if he doesn't get it, so we want him to work twice as hard to get the ball so that then he's a little more tired than maybe he would have been if he's just standing still.
Right. Our Eastern Maine viewers are not familiar that much with your team being Western Maine, but who do you look for your offensive punch?
Well, probably the two that we have that are the most consistent is my big boy inside, 6'5" junior Steve Smith. He is good as any big boy. He's quick, and we use that quickness for him coming across the key. And then ball handler and scoring guy Dave Chadbourne. He's 5'10", and he probably in a scoring match, he could match more basket for basket if we really get down to it.
Should be a good ball game.
It certainly should be. I think it's our advantage is going to be our speed and quickness, and if we can get our running game in, then they're going to have to try to combat that one way or the other.
Roland, good luck to you.
Thank you.
John?
Okay, a little bit of confidence there by Coach Dufort. He says they're a running ball club, and they're going to run. They're going to put man-to-man pressure on Bucksport, which I think is going to be to their liking somewhat. I don't think Bucksport really wants to play a half-court game. We'll have to look and see about that. We've watched a lot of teams try to man and deny Jay Moore the ball. I've watched during the season probably, 6 Bucksport games, I guess. And everybody's tried to stop Moore, but nobody has a whole lot of luck with it. And we'll just have to see, Joe, if Wells has anybody that can stay with him and deny him the ball, because once he gets the ball, he really makes this Bucksport club go, not only with his scoring, but his... And they're going to have to pick him up at the 10-second line, because we know he can shoot from 40 feet. So it's going to be a tough chore.
You've been down here before. Vastness in both ends. Is this going to bother the shooters from Bucksport, not having played here before?
It could. It could. I don't know if they had an opportunity to get on the floor this morning or not. I know when we played, we brought the kids out for a little while prior to the girls' game in the middle of the afternoon, and we had a chance to look at the floor a little bit, but it is different. And the perception, as you say, is the difference. There's an awful lot of extra space on the end lines here, different than the Bangor Auditorium. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The state basketball finals on MPBN are made possible in part by grants from Tate Strawberry Farm in East Corinth, Bangor Daily News, tomorrow's record of today's games for more than 179,000 daily readers, Bangor Mall Merchants Association, serving Maine with over 80 stores, Bangor Motor Inn, leave the rest to us, John T. Sear & Sons, serving you with modern air-conditioned coaches, Heritage Bank with 14 branches around the state, H.O. Bouchard & Sons, Eastern Maine's transportation specialists, and N.H. Bragg & Sons, keeping the wheels turning since 1854.
Coverage of the state finals continues now with the boys' Class B state finals.
The tentative lineups for both these ball clubs. For Bucksport High School, Jay Moore and Kevin Black will be in the backcourt. The center will be Bob Dyer, and the two forwards will be Mike Schell and Danny Sanborn. Other members include Steve Laud, Bruce Perrault, Richard Tracy, Dave Ogden, Chris Berry, Brian Sanborn, and Mark Stubbs, and the coach is Jerry Kane. For Wells High School, they'll go in their backcourt with Pat Moody. He's a senior, along with David Chadbourne. Moody will wear number 11, Chadbourne number 15. The middleman will be Steve Smith. The two forwards will be Jim Cry, number 23, and number 32, Chuck Tufts. Other members include Dan Moore, Glenn Bragdon, Steve Elmore, Todd Buckland, Wayne Brown, Art Villator, and Shane Mishu, and their coach is Roland A. Dufort Jr.
Should be a real good matchup, Joe. Each team has an inside scorer and an outside scorer. For Bucksport, we have Moore outside, Sanborn inside.
Danny Sanborn.
The introduction of the
forward,
team.
number 23, 6'4" junior, Jim Fry. At forward, number 30, 6'1" senior, Mike Schell. At forward, number 32, 6'1" senior, Chuck Tufts. At center, number 51, 6'4" senior, Bob Dyer. At center, number 20, 6'5" junior, Steve Smith. At guard, number 14, 5'10" sophomore, Kevin Black. At guard, number 11, 5'9" senior, Pat Moody. At guard, number 10, 5'10" senior, Jay Moore. At guard, number 15, 5'10" senior, Dave Chadbourne. Coach for Bucksport, Jerry Kane. Coach for Wells, Roland Dufort.
And the officials for tonight's game, John Pleward is the Eastern Maine official. The Western Maine official is Archie Manning.
Archie Manning is a quarterback, right?
Well, I don't think it's the same one that quarterbacked New Orleans Saints.
Right. Floyd will be the taller of the two. The Wells team, their team name is the Warriors. And of course, Bucksport, as our Eastern Maine fans are familiar with, are the Golden Bucks.
The two scorers for Wells that we're going to look for, as I mentioned, Sanborn and Moore. For Wells, we're looking for Chadbourne and Smith, the two high scorers for the Wells Ball Club. Of course, Smith inside and Chadbourne outside.
As Dyer for the Bucksport team will get ready to jump against Smith of Wells, and will be ready, and the tip is controlled by Bucksport's Schell. Black, number 14, on the dribble to Jay Moore. Now to Black, stops, backdoor, and here's the first two. And they work that very well in the tournament, and he goes for two as Black throws a beautiful pass to Jay Moore, and Bucksport leads 2-0. 15 is Chadbourne. Now Moody, back to Chadbourne. Schell is on Smith. Shot by Tufts. It's up, it's no good. Rebound action goes high. Picked off underneath by Cry. And he goes back out with it outside to Chadbourne of Wells. On the dribble now. Down the lane. And he leaves the ball off. Now to Moody. To Tufts. Back to Moody. Top goes to Chadbourne. Moody inside. Ball tapped. There's Smith. Lays it up. No good. Ball tapped around. Controlled by Wells. And it goes back to Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns to the foul line. Moody now Tufts. Back outside. Chadbourne right side Cry. Looking inside, trying to get Smith loose. Now to Moody. Moody on the drive. The shot is up and good, and the foul is going to be called on Bob Dyer.
Real good ball movement, Joe, by this Wells ball club. They seem to be very patient. Smith moves high, moves low, interchanges high and low with their other inside man, Cry. And this Cry boy is, he's no small ball player himself. He's a big, strong 6'4".
Pat Moody goes to the line for a possible three. It's up, it's good. And Wells takes the lead 3-2 with 6:44 left here in first quarter action. Black now to Dan Sanborn. Sanborn and Smith on him, a straightaway. It's off the front, no good. Picked off by Chadbourne. Fast break, here they come. Bounce past Moody. Moody's shot is up, it's no good. Smith in the rebound, his shot is up and good. 5-2. Wells leads. Jay Moore will now handle. And Pat Moody has the job to try to stop him. Goes back now to Black of Bucksport. Backdoor again, and the ball is deflected and it goes out of bounds off the hands of Pat Moody.
We're going to see more and more of that, Joe. As the Wells team tries to deny more of the ball, he's going to go backdoor.
There he is, out deep now. He's going to stop. He's going to fire from downtown. It's no good, and there's going to be a foul on Pat Moody, and this will put Jay Moore to the foul line for 2. And the other Sanborn comes in. This is Brian for Bucksport. And Dan goes to the sidelines. Moore gets ready. The shot is up and it's good. 5-3. The official is Ed Manning.
I don't know where we got Archie from.
Well, football. Second shot is up, it's good. And it goes 5-4 as Wells leads. Moody, good move. Moody with a pop, it's up, it's in. 7-4. You'll hear the PA system in the background here in Augusta as they give the player that makes the scores each time. And also, we'll keep posted. Another backdoor. Moore is blocked out that time because back out. He's going to take an off-balance shot. It's off, no good. Rebound underneath, taken up by Cry. Off to Chadbourne on the gallop. Nice lead pass to Moody, and he misses the shot. And the foul is going to be called on Black.
Now, Wells, they said they were going to run, and they certainly do get that ball out. They've got 2 big boys inside. They can get the rebound. That time they had a 3-on-1 break. So Bucksport's going to have to do something about either slowing down that outlet pass or getting some people back on defense.
Wells leads by a score of 7-4. As Moody gets ready, the shot is up and it's good. As he gets ready now for his second shot. Up close look at Mr. Moody. Fire up and good. And Dan Sanborn comes back in, and Dyer will go out. And the score goes 9-4 in favor of Wells. Moore will handle. Moore comes right down with it now. Leaves off to Black. Black with Chadbourne on him. Black of Bucksport. Look now, look inside, goes to Sanborn, takes the shot, puts it up, partially deflected. Picked off underneath by Jay Moore of Bucksport. Back outside to Black. And they want to try to clear left side Sanborn, corner Brian Sanborn. Looks inside to Moore, he tips it around, saves it, back to Brian. Now to Dan, and Dan's being fouled by Smith. Steve Smith rather, is fouling.
Real good offensive pressure there by Wells. They almost caused the turnover, but Bucksport's been able to hang on.
Now moving the ball to the right, Sanborn has it to Black. Black to the left side, stop, turns back door, Sanborn. He's there, but it's traffic. He's going to take it anyway because up was no good. Rebound by Brian Sanborn, no good. Rebound by Shell, up and good. Nice play that time by the Bucksport offensive assault to that basket, and it goes 9-6. Good drive by Moody up over the head, and good. And he's the guy, they talk about Chadbourne and Smith, and he's putting on the show right now, Pat Moody.
Sure is.
11-6. 9 points.
9 points out of the 11 for Pat Moody.
Sanborn, now Dan Sanborn to Black. Now to Shell. Shell takes a pop. It's no good. Rebound ripped off by Smith very strongly. Off to Moody now. Goes to the lane. And he's going to be fouled by Black again. That'll be the second on Black.
A better job getting back that time by Bucksport, but still the offensive pressure by Wells causes a foul.
As I mentioned, the PA system will bring us right along with everything up to date. Some centers like this, some don't. I think it's colorful. Chadbourne with the ball, number 15, got it by Black. Chadbourne of Wells. Now turns down the lane. The ball is deflected. He controls. Still in the dribble. Hooks a pass now. Goes to Tufts. Now off to Moody. Moody with a hot hand, and he hits again. That's 11 now out of the 13 points for Pat Moody. And that has to be some concern of Jerry King, because he is just has a signed blank check, and Jerry King wants a timeout to talk this over.
Well, there isn't any question. I think the Wells team has very definitely shown its quickness. If they can keep pushing that ball up the court and giving that kind of offensive pressure, they're really going to give Bucksport a lot of trouble. Here we see we're in the huddle with Jerry King.
And the other guy makes the ball go right in and gets the rebound anytime he wants to. Screen him off the ball. Stay in behind him. Don't worry so much about him being in front of him anymore. Maybe when the ball is shot, stay in front of him. Box in front of him. Got that? Break the guy in. You come down, you can learn to drive to the hole. You got it. You go from underneath. Break 11 just goes right underneath the ball.
Okay, Jerry's talking about shutting off number 11. That's Pat Moody, and we know that he's got to do that. The other thing he was concerned about was blocking off the boards with the two big boys inside, and we'll see if Bucksport can do a little better job at that. I mentioned to you, Joe, I didn't say it on the air, that we're probably going to see more of Brian Sanborn tonight than we have in the past, because he takes up a lot of room in there for Bucksport.
Sanborn now to Black. Black dribbling the ball now. Now, Jay Moore starts. Chadbourne on him. Goes. He's going to take the pop. It's up. It's no good. Rebound underneath by Tufts. Outlet pass goes to Moody. Moody comes down. Leaves there to Smith. And Smith slammed the throw. The first one I've seen this year.
Another 2-on-1.
Whoa. Steve Smith blasted through the hoop. And that makes it 15-6. And that brings the Wells crowd up. Long shot by Moore off the lid. No good. Off the front. Now coming down, Chadbourne, he's driving off the Tufts. Tufts shot is no good. Rebound comes long left. Saved by Smith. Back to Chadbourne. And a very inspired Wells team at this point. Off the Cry. Looks in the corner to Tufts. Looks inside. Well, we were wondering if Smith could dunk the ball. There's no question he did. Now screen, Chadbourne. Chadbourne's in the air. Now to Moody. Moody stops. Back to Chadbourne. As they slow down and control and set up. Comes in the corner. Wide open shot for Tufts. He takes it. It's no good. Rebound by Smith. The shot is up and good. And it goes 17-6. 17-6 with 2:12 left in first quarter action here at the Augusta Civic Center. Drive by Black, and he's being fouled by Tufts.
The Bucksport defense, Joe, is going to leave Tufts, and they're going to give him that 10, 12-foot jump shot there because they feel that he's the man on their ball club that they can leave. And they're going to play Brian Sanborn's going to play a one-man zone underneath the basket and try to shut off the game inside. But they haven't blocked out well. And Smith is getting that second shot offensive rebound.
Black makes his first. 17-7 the score. And the second hits makes it 17-8 with 2:04 as the Bucks now go into full court trap. In the middle, Moody. Moody turns. Pass to Tufts. Nice pass. He's there. Left-handed and puts it in. And they are just dominating this first quarter. 19-8. Goes to Shell. Shell turns. He's at the baseline. Looks inside. Now to Black. Black goes deep now to Jay Moore. Jay with Moody on him. Gonna turn, get the screen, gonna stop. He's gonna take the pop. It's up. It's no good. Rebound by Smith. Outlet pass goes to Chadbourne. Goes to Moody. He lays it up, and it's no good. Rebound fought by taken off by Black at Bucksport. 1:19 left. A lot of traffic. Still going. Black goes right to the hoop. Lays it up. It's no good. And the rebound action is going to be a foul underneath.
On Dyer.
51 is Dyer.
51, Bob Dyer. Foul number 2, team foul number 4.
That's his second. 19-8. When Smith gets the rebound, he quickly gets the ball out without even hitting the floor. And the two guards are off. Deep corner pass now to Tufts. To Smith. Smith for the shot. He puts it in. Oh, he heard a lot about this young man, and so far it's all true. 21-8. Moore drifts, puts it up and in. Then the hand shot by Jay Moore off the glass and goes 21-10. Coming down, bounce pass Tufts. Tufts gets inside, lays it up and in again. And Jerry Keene yells out 3 seconds. And the onslaught is on as Wells very, very hot in this first quarter. 23-10 the score. Jay Moore with the ball. Jay Moore is going to go. Another scoop shot. Up, no good. Sanborn the rebound. Tipped way deep. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Bucksport's ball.
I've been very impressed so far, Joe, by the Wells backcourt boys' ball handling. They can really pass that ball, and they get it up the court quickly. And I don't think this Bucksport press is going to bother them much.
Jay Moore handles the ball now. He's way out deep. His usual position. Now to Black. Now it goes to Shell of Bucksport. He comes to the top. Got it by Tufts. Holds now, looks, comes back out to Moore. Moore looks at the clock, 4 seconds. He's going to fire long, and he hits. And at the end of one, it is Wells 23 and Bucksport 12.
Well, we saw what Coach Dufort said he wanted to do. He was going to give him a lot of man-to-man pressure on the defense, and he was going to give him a lot of offensive pressure with the running game, and they have been able to execute that so far in this first quarter. What Bucksport can do to stop the onslaught here, I'm not sure. As I repeat myself again, I'm very surprised with the quickness and the ball handling ability of this Wells backcourt, but I don't know why I should be. I've never seen them play before, but they really put on a show for us, Joe, here in this first quarter.
Jerry Keene mentioned when he was talking to Bill McManus that Wayne Smith is the father of Steve. Wayne played for Milo High School and went on to Husson. And there is rumor now that Steve may be going up our way next year to Brewer High School. And that is only rumor. And after that slam, probably Jim Frost would say, what do you need for a condominium?
Yeah.
Well, Jerry is a battler. Jerry Keene, he's always been a battler, and he's got this in his kids, and they're down 11, but we've got 3 quarters to go, so we'll see. The tip control now to Sanborn. Sanborn has the ball knocked away, and he finally picks it up, turns, he's going to pop, it's up, it's no good. Rebound goes way down and at the scorer's table, and it was knocked out by Bucksport. The quickness of the guards, Pat Moody, number 11, and David Chadbourne, number 15. Chadbourne handles the ball right now. Nice move by Chadbourne. He goes, he scoops, it's no good. Picked off by Sanborn. Dan, he did not see Moore, who was all the way down the court alone, but play it safe. Black now to Moore of Bucksport. Moore takes a screen from Dyer, still out deep. Now in the corner, goes to Black. Black stop, he's going to take the pop shot. It's up, it's good. And it goes 23-14 now. Right back at Chadbourne. The ball is knocked away, and Dyer goes after it. There's going to be a jump ball between Dyer and Smith.
Last time down, Joe, we saw a real good stutter step right at the top of the key by Chadbourne. He shows me a lot of poise and skill as a point guard. And we know that the Moody kid can score. He's been all over the place.
He's been the machine here in this first half. We saw a slam by Smith. We saw a couple outside good shots by Smith. We saw some team patience, some quickness, some good defense. This Wells team is a very fine basketball team. The tip comes back now to Chebon to the foul line. In the lane, the pop is up. It's good. 25-14. And they continue their assault on the basket. Black now. Black going to drive. Black's going to stop. Puts it up. It's no good. Rebound comes off to Moody. Moody of Wells going to gallop down. He's going to stop. Goes to the lane. The ball is tipped away. Picked up by Black at Bucksport. Black's going to go. He scoops it off. Leaves it there for Moore. It's no good. The ball is tipped again. It is still loose on the floor. Picked up by Chebon. Lead pass goes to Tufts. He puts it up and in. And that's a travel. It's no good. And travel. And you may have seen Dyer on that play slap the backboard.
Well, that went unnoticed, I guess. Or
right.
Maybe the official felt that that was in a dead ball situation because he called a violation which would deaden the ball before he did that.
25-14. Jay Moore. Moore now with Moody on him. Off the Shell. Shell starts to go. Tufts on him. Tufts goes down and player control.
Well, we don't have our replay tonight, so we can't show you that over again. It was that close call situation. Some go your way, some don't.
Chebon controls now. Coming down with the ball through his legs. He gets away from, comes down, nice pass inside to Cry, no good. Rebound slapped around, picked up. Long pass goes to Jay Moore. Jay goes to the basket up and it's no good. And rebounds taken off by Wells Chambon. Chebon comes down with it and a foul is going to be called. And this is going to be on Tufts. Chuck Tufts, a senior.
He made a moving screen there, a block.
That's only the fourth.
Was bringing the ball up.
Excuse me, John. That's only the fourth team foul on the home team, which is Wells. So the next one will be in the 1-on-1, and Bucksport has Wells in the 1-on-1. Whatever. In the next foul, we'll see a 1-on-1. Black with the ball. Bucksport trails by 11, 25-14. Black starts to move down the lane, stops. In the ball game now for Bucksport, number 12 is Steve Lord. Lord in the corner to Black. Black starts to move. He's going to call him for traveling. Kind of a stutter step, and he was caught, and the only thing he could do was throw the ball up. Steve Lord is a junior. 25-14 with 5:40 in first half action. Second quarter. Goes to Smith. Now to Cry. The corner, Chebon. The move is up and in. They just go to the hoop and put it in. Dave Chebon now, 27-14. Lord of Bucksport with the ball. Corner goes to Black. Black turns now. Gets it inside Sanborn. Sanborn fakes, puts it up and in.
Good pump fake that time by Danny Sanborn.
27-16, 11. Moody inside to Smith. Smith stops, going to take the pop. It's up, it's no good. Rebound by Dan Sanborn. He looks. Now to Shell, off the Lord, and Bucksport brings down again. Corner Black. Black stops, looks. He's going to take the fire from the corner. It's no good. Rebound taken off, very strongly taken off by 23, which is Cry. Lead pass now goes. A nice defensive play that time by Shell. Off the Lord. 27-16 the score. Lord with the ball. Still in the dribble. Looks now inside to Sanborn, and Smith is going to be called for fouling.
Danny Sanborn got good post position there on the side of the lane, and it was a good feed pass by Lord. And they caught Smith reaching over Danny Sanborn's back, and he'll go to the line for a 1-on-1 now.
As Jay Moore comes back. Second foul on Smith. Fifth on both teams now. So 1-on-1 the rest of the way as Dan Sanborn goes to the line. Dan Sanborn, a very steady performer for this Bucksport team, misses the shot. And Cry comes off with it for Wells, off to Chebon. Right side, Moody. Moody corner cry. Now to Smith. Smith going to go the lane. Smith's going to take the shot. He puts it in. And there's going to be a foul call. The basket is good. It's going to be on Dan Sanborn. So that time you saw Smith, John, in the air, and he hung there for a while and put it through the hole.
Good strong move to the basket. He had to split the Bucksport defense to get to the hoop, and if he's gonna drive to the hoop from the foul line there, they're gonna have somebody step in to see if they can draw an offensive foul.
Well, the people from the East, we don't see these Western ball players. We've heard a lot about Steve Smith, and he makes 3 points on that play, and just an excellent basketball player, only a junior. 30-16, 14-point lead by this Wells ball club. Black turns, Black to the foul line, his shot is up, it's no good. Rebound comes off, we got 3-on-1. As Moody leaves for Smith, he lays it up and puts it in. And Jerry King wants another timeout.
In that situation, Joe, Bucksport had an excellent opportunity to get an offensive rebound. And instead of just one man going up and grabbing the ball, they had 3 people slapping at it, and they lost possession of it.
32-16 as Wells has doubled the score. And I guess there's not much you can say. It's just kind of peck away with 3:54 left in the second quarter and hope you can get back in it.
Well, that's all Bucksport can hope to do right now. They haven't been successful in slowing down the Wells fast break. When Wells gets into a half-court game, they've run their pattern offense very well. They feed inside very well. The ball handlers are doing an excellent job setting up inside. If it's not up inside, it's one of the guards down on the baseline dribbling around, somebody going in for a layup. They've got everything going for them right now, and it's going to be a tough job now for Bucksport to see if they can get back in this game. But
they go to the full court as his first sub for Wells comes in. This will be Dan Moore. So we have a Jay Moore for Bucksport and a Dan Moore, and Smith leaves for a break here with 3:52 left. Black with the ball to Jay Moore, back to Black. They stop, they want some people on one side. Goes to Jay Moore. You can see Moody go for the dive for the ball, picked up by Black. Black comes down now, starts the lane out to Moore, and they're going to call him for traveling. As Moody, when he sets up his guard position against Moore, he hangs right hard on that left hand. Said, you're going to get me to the right side. Chadbourne comes down now. Jay Moore on him. Chadbourne, a very fine ball handler behind the back. Loses the ball, picked up by Shell. Lead now goes to Moore, and Moore tries to slow down. Goes to lane, turns now, almost stolen. Back to Black. Now to Moore, back to Black as Bucksport sets up. Moore with a long straightaway. It's good.
Now they've decided, Wells has decided that playing him and denying him the ball and giving up that backdoor play is not the best thing, so they're going to lay back on him and make Jay Moore shoot from the outside.
32-18 the score. Chadbourne now to Moody. Moody's going to dribble, go the lane. Nice bounce pass goes to Tufts on the left side, and Tufts hits. 34-18. And no matter who gets the ball, they put it in the hole. Very fine basketball team. Try backdoor by Jay Moore. He can't get it. Now he takes the long straightaway. It's up. It's no good. Rebound by Cry. Puts it out to Chadbourne. He turns. A nice dribble to get away. Comes right straight down to Moody. Moody's going to go to the glass. It's up. It's no good. Shell comes off with the rebound for Bucksport. Now to Black. Black deep corner is going to go to Moore. Moore's going to stop. He's going to drive. And he almost had his arm taken off by Cry. And Sanborn will come back in along with Richard Tracy, number 32. So Bucksport trying to pull out all the stops here to get something going. Trailing 34-18 in the second quarter here, the state Class B championship game. Jay Moore's first shot is good. And he's ready for the second now. 34-19. Chance to cut it here to 14. It's up. It's no good. Rebound comes off. Picked off by Tracy. Inside goes to Dyer. Dyer's shot is up and good. So Bucksport pecking away. 34-21 now the score with 2:10 here in second quarter action. Chadbourne still dribbling the ball, looking, bounce pass to Moody. Moody turns. Moody in the left-hand dribble now switches, goes the lane. Moody puts it up, it's no good. Rebound taken off by Moore, and he's being fouled by Dan Sanborn. So this will be Dan Moore, a senior.
This Wells team, Joe's played almost a perfect game up to this point. We got a minute 50 left in the half, and I don't know. I think you can count the possible mistakes, even allowing Bucksport to get a couple of offensive rebounds. You can count all the mistakes on one hand.
Dan Moore, the sub, makes his foul. He's 6'2", a senior, 17 years old. Second shot is up and it's no good this time. The ball is tipped around, comes back to him. Now it goes to Moody, to Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns, starts down the lane, he's going to stop, and he's going to be fouled by Black. And Black has picked up some fouls here in this first half.
Can't say enough about these two guards. Tremendous ball handling ability. They always have control of the ball. And they are very good dribble penetrators. And that's going to give Bucksport a lot of trouble the rest of the evening.
Foul shot by Chadbourne, good, 36-21. Third foul on Black. And a 15-point lead for Wells, a 16-point lead for Wells, 37-21. And as John mentioned, a picture-perfect first half for Wells. Well, if you're going to have your game, you might as well have it in the final one.
That's when you want to have your best one.
Moore with the ball, Jay Moore. Jay's going to go to the lane. Jay stops, takes the pop, and he hits. Very easy, effortless, and he puts it in. 37-23. Chadbourne, and they're going to call in for traveling.
Well, there's an unforced error. One of the few they've had in this half.
Got the two guards talking to each other now. Moore brings up, 1:14 left. Jay Moore turns. Dyer is his screen. Now Black goes to Sanborn. 1 minute left here in first half. Jay Moore. Jay's going to go now. Going to go to the left side. Stops to Black. Black to Sanborn. Sanborn looks. Sanborn's going to take the pop. It's no good. Rebound off to Cry. Off to Chadbourne. Chadbourne's going to go. He lays it up, and it's good. As Black had 3 fouls. He had to lay off. And it goes 39-23. And Bucksport's going to go for the last one shot, says Jay Moore. 27 seconds in the second quarter. Tracy now back to Black. 19 seconds. Tracy again picks it off. Black to Moore. 9 seconds. Moore's going to turn, get some pressure now. He's going to take the fire long. It's off, no good. Rebound by Sanborn. He turns, he pops it up, and it's good. And there's the buzzer for the first half of action. And Wells 39, Bucksport 25.
Not to take anything away from Bucksport, they're really working hard. They're doing the best they can to try to slow down this Wells team, but they've just run up against a ball club that just played almost a picture-perfect half. And at any level, there isn't a whole lot you can do about that. Bucksport has done some good things, done some things well, but they're going to have to get things together and see if they can stop down this Wells ball club in the second half. We'll be back with the second half action in just a few moments.
The state basketball finals on MPBN are made possible in part by grants from Bangor Daily News, tomorrow's record of today's games for more than 179,000 daily readers. Bangor Mall Merchants Association, serving Maine with over 80 stores. Bangor Motor Inn, leave the rest to us. John T. Sear & Sons, serving you with modern air-conditioned coaches. Heritage Bank with 14 branches around the state. H.O. Bouchard & Sons, Eastern Maine's transportation specialists. N.H. Bragg & Sons, keeping the wheels turning since 1854, and Tate Strawberry Farm in East Corinth. We'll be back to the game momentarily, but first of all, we'd like to take this opportunity to get you to go to your phones right now and pledge your support to MPBN during this halftime between the Wells and Bucksport game. Give us that phone call right now, and it's a toll-free number here in Maine, 1-800-432-7831. Outside of the state of Maine, area code 207-581-1000. Make that a collect call if you wish. Hi, my name's Kim Mitchell, and I'm here along with Barbara Beers, our development director, and host of MPBN Friends and Staff, who has given up their Saturday night in order to talk to you during the state basketball finals, Class B finals, very exciting play. And we're hoping to hear, especially from the two home teams, or the two teams' homes, I guess you'd say, Bucksport and Wells tonight. We both, from the MPBN transmitters in Orono and Biddeford, we serve both those towns. We'd love to hear from you if you are enjoying the basketball finals tonight from Wells or Bucksport, or for wherever you are here in the state of Maine or the Maritimes. Give us that call right now and tell us, yes, I do support you. Yes, I will pledge in my $30, $60 support, whatever you can afford. We'll get to those categories in just a moment. Our volunteers are standing by to take your calls. The phones have begun ringing. Why don't you start the momentum our way by giving us a call and becoming a member of the MPBN team, which we like to call it. Barb?
That's right. Help make our score go up by going to your phone and, if you will, make a layup for MPBN. Do call us right now on one of the two phone numbers on your screen. The top one is toll-free in Maine, 1-800-432-7831. That, once again, is a toll-free call. The bottom number is a collect call, if you wish, 1-207-581-1000. Use either one of those phone numbers to go to your telephone, call one of our volunteers here from the MPBN staff and friends, all of whom are wearing our handsome baseball caps that we are giving away with a $30 pledge this evening. Go to your phone, call one of our friends here, and tell them that you're here, you're calling in support of high school basketball on MPBN. As we said earlier, we're the only network carrying the BC and D state finals, as we did the semifinals and finals in Eastern Maine. And so we're your front row seat for high school basketball. So won't you please go to your phone right now, dial one of the two numbers, and tell us that you're on our team and are with us. Almost all of our lines are busy right now. So don't despair and give up, though, because in a few moments, one at least will be free. Keep trying and do call us. And remember that we'll be here throughout the evening, so that if you wish to jot down that number, you can call us a little later. Kim?
That's right, Barb. We have a goal of $100,000 to reach by the end of our festival campaign, which will end a couple of weeks from now. And we really need to achieve that goal in order to continue bringing the fine programs that you've come to expect and enjoy here on MPBN. One of those fine programs is, of course, the basketball tournaments. We love to bring them to you, and we enjoy it, and we know that you enjoy it too. We're getting a lot of phone calls tonight from people that say, yes, I do enjoy basketball on MPBN, and yes, continue bringing it. If we are to continue this, we need your support. We need your financial support. 1-800-432-7831 here in Maine. Outside of Maine, area code 207-581-1000. You'll have a good, proud feeling. You'll be proud once you've pledged to MPBN, knowing that you're a member of a growing team of supporters. We've got thousands of supporters throughout the state. Why don't you add your name to the list right now? Your family will be proud of you, too. Take that action. Go to the phone. We need 2,000 new members by the time Festival 83 campaign is history, which will be a couple of weeks from now. Again, those numbers inside the state, 1-800-432-7831. Outside of the state, 207-581-1000. Barb?
We'll be back in just a moment to the live action from the Augusta Civic Center with the Class B boys state final games. So please do stay with us. While you're waiting, perhaps you might consider supporting MPBN by calling in your pledge, as we've said. It's very important that we know that you believe in our coverage of the high school basketball games. It's the only way that we know that you do support them, that you want to see them continue on the network, and that they're very important to you. So it's your tangible way of saying, yes, I'm with you, and I'm on your team, really. That's very important to us. When you call in, remember that we do suggest a series of levels within which you can contribute to MPBN. They begin at $1,000 for our executive producer, $500 for our broadcasters level, $240 for the Directors Club, and they go all the way down to $15 for our associate level. But whatever your amount that you wish to call in, do call us right now. Right now, we're going to go back to the games live from Augusta Civic Center. We'll see you later.
As we're back here at the Augusta Civic Center, being treated to a very fine show here by both cheerleaders. On the floor now, Wells. And we have a 39-25 score, and how it got that way, let's turn it over to John Geffen.
Okay, Joe, let's run down through the individual scoring for the first half. For Bucksport, Jay Moore wound up the first half with 13 points. Kevin Black had 2 foul shots and 1 field goal for 4. 1 field goal for 2 for Mike Schell. Danny Sanborn had 2 field goals for 4. And Bob Dyer had 1 field goal for 2 for a total of 25 for Bucksport. For Wells, Dan Moore was in for just a few minutes. He had one foul shot for 1 point. Pat Moody had 11 points, all in the first part of the game. I think in the first 5 minutes, he had 4 field goals, 3 foul shots for a total of 11. David Chadbourne warmed up a little bit in the second quarter. He did not score in the first. He had 8 points. And Steve Smith, the big man in the middle, had 13. And a total of 6 for Chuck Tufts, for a total of 39 for Wells. So at halftime in the state Class B boys championship, the score, Wells 39, Bucksport 25. Okay, now Billy McManus has a guest down on the floor.
Thank you very much, John. With me, I have Jeff Ingles, the coach of the Herman Hawks in Class B. And Jeff, it was quite a award. You got the sportsmanship for Eastern Maine.
Thank you, Bill. That's a big thrill for us. We weren't expecting it. It's just, we had a great season. Our fans have been terrific. Our supporters have been terrific. And it was just a terrific capping to a great year for us out here in Herman.
The only thing could have been different probably is it would help if you could have won the Eastern Maine or something like that. But the sportsmanship award does mean a lot, Jeff. It says a lot for you as your coach and also as a team.
Thank you, Bill. We've worked hard out there for 2 years now, and it really does mean a lot to us. We were just a few points from being here, I think, ourselves. It's just tradition, you know.
It'll come through sometimes. Jeff, on this game here tonight, if you were playing Wells, what would you try to do?
Boy, I don't know. They have a devastating fast break. I've seen one like it with Ellsworth High School. But these boys, they go and go and go. I guess I'd probably try to slow the ball down and try to work in low.
They've had a tough time. They seem to have contained Moore pretty well, although he has scored well, but doesn't seem the rest of the team is playing up to par for Bucksport.
Well, I think they've counted on Jay all year. He's done a terrific job. I don't know, it's hard to say, Bill.
It's tough when you get to this far. Sometimes you have a bad game. It looks like Bucksport's having one. They played a lot better when they had the Hamden game and when they were playing in the Eastern Maine final.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I see is that Bucksport's main weapon against man-to-man was this backdoor play. And this number 11, I can't remember his name, but he seems to be able to contain Jay Moore all by himself, and that's something a lot of Eastern Maine teams couldn't do.
What's it look like for the Herman Hawks next year?
Well, we had 8 seniors on our team. I think we're going to be quick, and we have a pretty good nucleus to work with, but it'll be hard to match this year's team.
Jeff, you did an awful nice job. I know I coached against you in junior high school when you were at the Herman Junior High, and I was at Holbrook, and it's a lot of fun to coach high school kids and also to see what it's like with the junior high.
Billy, you've done a terrific job yourself, and I know myself, I just had a blast. This has been just a terrific, terrific thing for me.
Well, kids are kids at any level, Jeff, and I know you'll have a good year. Hey, again, congratulations on the Sportsmanship Award and good luck.
Thank you, Bill. One thing I'd like to add, you folks at MPBN, you've done a terrific job. Thank you from all of us at Herman also.
Thank you very much.
Okay. See you later.
Joe, up to you.
Okay, Bill. As the countdown for second half will get ready. I don't know what Jerry Kane told his team, but he came out without a sweater on, so I imagine he's going to just, I don't think there's much you can say.
Well, we just lost our play-by-play man.
I'm all right. Did you push that chair?
We're right on the edge of a platform, and Joe kind of slipped off the back. You'd like to try to get Wells into a half-court game, there's no question about it, but when you're down 14 points, it's pretty tough to do. If you want to be in a half-court ball game to start with, then you know, you have to do it right away. And down 14, it's pretty tough to slow the ball down and try to get the game into a half-court game. And I really don't think that's going to be possible right now, because Wells is going to stuff that ball right to the basket every time they get an opportunity to get it in the front court. I know, Joe, this is reminiscent of a ball game that I had in a state championship game, the first one that my team ever played in, and we made an error in judgment on how we should play the other team, and the score was 52-45 at halftime, and we lost by 20-some, and the other team scored over 100 points, and that was all because of an error in judgment as how we should play the game. We thought we should play a running game, and it turned out that the best thing to do from the start would have been to slow the ball down, and that decision right now is really kind of not in Jerry Kane's bag. I don't think he can have that kind of a thought. Maybe later on, if they can get close, if they can get it within, you know, half a dozen, 4 or 5, then you could talk about getting in a half-court game, but not down 14.
And Steve Smith will come back in to start the second half. And Bucksport will stay with their same people. Moore, Shell, Dyer, Sanborn, and Black. And the Wells team will come back with their same 5, Moody, Chadbourne, Smith, Cry, and Tufts. And the tip is control is out of bounds as Danny Sanborn goes right after it on the floor. And now Bucksport will come out and press. 39-25, 14-point difference here as we start third quarter action. Chadbourne with the ball in the corner to Steve Smith. Now to Tufts. Now it goes to the right side to Cry. Leaves there to Chadbourne. Chadbourne stops. Now it comes to the top. Inside to Smith. Smith in the bounce pass to Tufts. The shot is up. It's no good. And in the rebound action, there's going to be a push-off. And the foul is going to be called on Chuck Tufts of Wells. Check that out. I'm sorry. That was on Mike Shell. Went the other way. Comes way outside now to Moody. Moody has the ball stolen by Moore. Jay Moore. Jay's going to stop off the glass. It's no good. Rebound tipped around. Picked up in the corner by Moody. And Moody starts down with it. Dribbling left-handed. Chadbourne. And it appears that Wells playing a little more cautiously to start this third. As a lot more passes are taking place. And the defense is picked up for this Bucksport team. Now Smith. Back to Chadbourne. Chadbourne long cross court. Goes to Moody. Top goes to Cry. And the foul is going to be called on Moore. And it's 39-25. And that's what it was to start this half. And we've got 6:48 left as Brian Sanborn gets ready to come in the game.
Oh, this is something now that's always interesting. Saw the Wells coach up trying to slow his team down. Sometimes trying to slow down when you've got this lead may play into Bucksport's hands. We'll have to wait and see.
Pass from Smith goes outside, stolen by Moore, goes behind the back, goes right to the glass, lays it up. It's no good. Rebound by Cry. Moore steals it, puts it up again, no good. Black for Bucksport, scoops it up in the corner now. Back outside of Jay Moore. Downtown by Jay Moore. Bang.
Boy, he missed 2 layups, and now then he's got a 30-footer.
So it cuts it to 12, 39-27. Smith. They got Smith way outside now. So that certainly is not going to help them out with him way over there. And Coach Dufort wants timeout to talk this thing over.
Well, this is always a controversial thing about the philosophy of playing the game of basketball. I would have expected Wells to come out and just keep smoking here at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, just to keep things rolling. We're on the Bucksport side here, and you can hear the Protestant Bucksport fans really going at it to try to cheer on their ball club. But Coach Dufort has chosen to come out and play a half-court control game now, when the running game is what got him here. Now, that may not be the best situation. We'll just have to wait and see.
The other thing, too, is Smith has been perched way out on the side, so that takes the inside game away as well. And now they'll put in play. This is Chad Bourne. Moore's after him as he goes to the right side. Now it goes inside. Chad Bourne with the ball again. Left-handed dribble, starts to go down the foul line, goes out to Moody. Moody now to Tufts. Back to Moody to Tufts. Now the top to Chad Bourne. Chad Bourne in the lane. Gives off to Cry, and Cry is traveling.
They had that set up. Very good ball movement. But Cry got a little anxious when he got the ball and shuffled his feet before he got to the hoop.
And they want a couple of photographers to get off the stand and back of the basket. Moore looks now to Sanborn, back to Moore. Jay comes down. Anything over the 10-second line is his range. Long shot, no good. Tip up, and there's going to be a foul underneath. And I believe this is going to be on Dyer. And Jerry Kane gives his version of the foul.
That's number 3 on Bob Dyer.
39-27, 5:34 in 3rd quarter action. Corner goes now to Tufts. Back outside to Moody. Moody to Chad Bourne. Chad Bourne turns, stops, bounces now, goes to Moody. And as you mentioned, John, they're just slowing the ball down to practically nothing. And they're going to call a foul underneath on Cry. And their whole momentum is completely gone. And everything seems to be Bucksport as Bucksport pecks away in the 3rd quarter.
I'm not really finding fault here. I'm just wondering if it may take something away from the ball club. They're obviously trying to feed Smith and Cry inside.
Now what I'm doing with you is agreeing.
Oh.
I think that you didn't think I was.
Well, I don't want you to agree that much.
That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Long tip goes in the corner. Chadbourne picks it up. There's the running game started now. Chadbourne goes down, leaves there. And a beautiful defensive play by Dyer at Bucksport. Back to Moore at the other end, coast to coast, and they hit. 39-29, cut it to 10. And they're going to call a foul on Shell. As Shell smashed into Smith. Personal foul number 3.
So 3 Bucksport starters now have 3 fouls. There's 3 on Black, Dyer, and Shell. And no one for Wells is in foul trouble, as no one has more than 2.
4:39 in 3rd quarter action. Behind the back goes Chadbourne. Chadbourne still on the dribble. A good ball handler. There's the Bucks clawing now, trying to get back. Get a little bit closer. They're down 10. Chadbourne stops. Good pressure defense now by this Bucksport team as they slowed the pace down considerably. Tufts hooks it way back outside, goes to Moody. Now to Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns, gives up the Cry. The Wells players looking each time to the official, feeling they've been fouled. Chadbourne now. And this may take the concentration off the game as well. Moody turns, coming back out. So Wells in this quarter content to just ball handle and stay away from the hoop. And they lead by 10, 39-29. Steele off to Moore. Moore kicks the ball, going to save it. Coming off now to Moody. Going the other way. Moody down. Moody's going to float the lane. The pop is up. It's no good. Rebound by Smith. This shot is in. 3:27 and the shot up and it's good. And that was the first score by this Wells club with 3:19 left in the third quarter. Pass goes to Moody. Moody in the lane now. Turns and they're going to call a foul inside.
Well, too early to tell what the overall outcome is going to be of this change in strategy by the Wells team. They have definitely slowed the ball down. They've only scored 2, and they've allowed Bucksport to get back in here within 10. So it hasn't been to their advantage. There they missed the free throw, and Bucksport lost the rebound.
Okay, I've been pushed out of a chair. Now I've been drenched with Coke. Huh?
Well, it's the last ball. We get away from these guys after the night, Joe.
Right. Chadbourne, a good baseline drive. No good. Rebound picked up and put in. The ball was actually behind the backboard.
Looked like it hit the support to me.
It did.
You see Jerry Kane up there, and I think he has the right to be on that particular situation.
More shot, no good. Smith in the rebound, being fouled by Sanborn. And it's 2:50 remaining third quarter action. So a lot.
That foul was on Dyer.
Now he pointed towards Sanborn, and Dyer picks up his 4th. So Bucksport people in trouble. And Steve Smith will go to the line to try to add a pair here. Shot is up and it's good.
Well, the Bucks had their chance, Joe, to break this ball game inside of 10, and they didn't handle it too well and lost it down there. And now the Wells Ball Club has scored four unanswered points.
David Ogden in the game now for Bucksport. Black with the ball. Off to Sanborn. 45-31 the score. 2:42 third quarter. Backdoor goes to Sanborn. The shot is up, no good. Dyer with a strong rebound, puts it up, it's no good. Tipped around, and the fouling in the action. The foul was going to be called on Steve Smith.
The Bucks have missed 3 or 4 what we call bunnies, Joe. Really uncharacteristic. Jay Moore missed a couple, and Sanborn missed a wide open shot underneath the hoop on the backdoor play that time.
Sanborn shot a shot, gets it back, knocked away by Tufts, and Tufts is fouling. So that's only the 3rd team foul on Wells. And personal foul number 3 on Tufts. Chuck Tufts, his senior. Bucksport will inbound it. And Jerry King is ready to substitute again. Richard Tracy will come in the game. And coming out will be David Ogden. Black will inbound the ball now, goes to Moore. Moore stops, the long pop in the corner, it's up, it's no good. Rebound by Smith, and a high rebound that time. Turning is Chadbourne. Chadbourne comes down with it. Still on the dribble. Still holds the ball, now to the right side. Moore is after him. Now goes to Smith. Corner Tufts. In the lane goes a shot missed by Chadbourne. When Smith comes off, that goes back up, and he is being fouled. And that's going to be on Sanborn.
Those offensive rebounds. Pretty tough to get back in the ball game, given the Wells team 2 or 3 shots now.
And going the line again is the junior Steve Smith, 6'5". And he made a pair the last time up. (45-31) with 2:04 remaining in third quarter. The shot is missed. Well, you get a chance in the state to showcase Steve Smith. The second shot is good. And we got some good basketball players on that floor right now here in Augusta. 46-31. 1:58 remaining in third quarter action. Black now to Moore. Moore out deep. Now inside to Sanborn. Sanborn turns. He's going to take the pop. It's no good. Rebound off to the right. Picked off by Chadbourne of Wells. Comes down the drive now. In the lane. Still in the dribble. And he still controls. Looks around. Hooks a pass way cross court to Moody. Moody turns on Black of Wells. Now to Tufts. Looks inside. Now Moody. Moody with the ball. And he's being fouled by Black.
Good ball movement by the Wells team. They have the ability to handle the ball and run the clock down, and they haven't been hurt too badly as they've picked the spread back up to 15 points. But at the beginning of the third quarter, it looked like it might backfire on them.
This is an Andy Nickerson lookalike. He gets ready to shoot the shot. It's up. It's good. Tell me that doesn't look like Andy Nickerson when we see him again.
Doesn't look like Andy Nickerson.
Okay, you said it. The young Andy Nickerson. Second shot now by Pat Moody. Up and it's good. 48-31. So they've gone up to 17 now. Almost stolen by Moody. Behind the back goes Moore. Moore at the top to Black. Back to Jay Moore. Now back to Black. Fakes the shot. Chadbourne on him, and they're going to call Black for pushing off.
I don't agree with that call. But it's a tough one. We keep talking about it. The old charge block.
And Black may be gone. He is.
5 fouls.
And Jerry will get time now to put a player in the game. And at the 104 mark of the third period, Black is fouled out.
Well, this is a tough blow for the Bucksport club because Kevin Black handles the ball a whole lot. He's the guy that sets up Jay Moore, and they really need his ball handling.
And his replacement will be Bruce Burrell. And he's in the game now wearing number 22. A lot of pressure now. Pass goes underneath. Tip back goes to Jay Moore. Behind the back. Moore still dribbling. Controls now. We're going to see if he puts it down. He's dead. Still handles the ball. In the corner. Tracy back to Moore. Moore in the dribble. Back to Tracy. A Bucksport inside. And a foul going to be called on Smith. And that is 4 on Steve Smith. And Dan Moore will be coming back in for Wells. Well, still a long ways to go. We've got 8 minutes and 35 seconds. 35 seconds remaining in this quarter and 8 minutes in the next. Here in third period. Pass out to Jay Moore. Jay Moore, the long bomb. It's no good. Rebound hustle underneath. Finally picked up underneath and put in beautifully by Richard Tracy of Bucksport. And it makes it 48-33.
Now we'll see how Wells does without their big man inside, Smith.
Fry with the ball, now to Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns. Turns again, still in the ball handle. In the middle now, it's going to go to Tufts. The shot, it's off the lid, no good. Sanborn the rebound. Outlet pass is going to go almost over the table. A little bit too high for Jay Moore to handle that. .48-33, 2 seconds. Moore's long shot, and it's no good at the buzzer. So at the end of 3, it goes Wells 48 and Bucksport 33.
Well, we've got 8 more minutes of action here. We've got a couple of tough breaks for both ball clubs. Of course, Bucksport's the most severe. They lose Kevin Black for the ball game on fouls. The Wells Ball Club has got their inside star, Steve Smith, on the bench with 4. But it looks right now, with a 15-point lead going into the fourth quarter, that Wells has very much the upper hand. It seems as though that they have the ability, Joe, to control the ball in their front court and not get hurt too badly.
So it's been a very quiet evening for this Bucksport team. as Wells got out in the first quarter, in a very fine first quarter, led 23-12, and led by 14 at halftime, 39-25, and now go in the last quarter with a 15-point lead, 48-33.
And as we heard from Coach Ingles in the halftime interview, Wells has seemed to be able to hold down Jay Moore pretty well, and nobody in Eastern Maine was able to do it successfully.
Now the last 8 of basketball for the goal ball. The tip control to Sanborn to Moore. Moore drives, puts it in. He's being fouled by Chadbourne. David Chadbourne fouling. And Moore gets a chance for a 3-point play, so it's 48-35.
Maybe I spoke too soon about holding down Jay Moore.
At the line shooting one, 4.
Moore gets ready now. Jay Moore, left-handed, looks up at the basket now. The pop is up, and it's an air ball. It goes under. And it'll go foul line extended for Wells coming down.
That's a very deflating thing for a shooter like Jay Moore. He didn't even get it to the hoop.
Chadbourne in the backcourt now. Pass goes to Moore, Dan Moore. Now off to Moody. Back out to Dan Moore. Turns now. Off to Moody. Way outside to Chadbourne of Wells. They lead 48-35. Burrell now after Moody. To Moore, back to Moore from Moody, now Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns and there's a foul being called on Jay Moore.
A real tough situation here for Bucksport, Joe, as
Foul on number 10, Jay Moore.
Wells' backcourt men, Moody and Chadbourne, have very good ball handling ability. And Bucksport's just going to be on the chase for the rest of this ball game.
Shell gets ready to come back in the game. And he comes back in for Bruce Burrell, who is only a junior. He goes to the sideline, so they need the height in there now. Try to make their final assault. 7:28 in the game, and the shot by Chadbourne is good. And the good foul shooting team down the stretch sometimes takes the wind right out of your sails, and there's a pair right there by Chadbourne. Off to Jay Moore of Bucksport. Turns, gonna float and fires, no good. Gets his board back, gonna turn the lane. The shot is up and no good. Tip up is no good. Rebound, it goes out of bounds, and it's gonna be Bucksport's ball. Shell will put in play, deep to Moore, tipped away. Moore controls, he's gonna let one fly. It's up, it's good. 50-36, 37 rather. Long pass comes to Moody. And the ball is knocked away very nicely that time by Richard Tracy of Bucksport. And Chuck Tufts will put the ball in play for Wells. Inbound now goes to Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns, still on the dribble. The good ball handler. Moody. Moody turns. Now intended for Dan Moore, and he throws it away.
Not many forced errors by Wells, but we had one there.
Jay Moore coming down. He's the ball handler now. As Black is fouled out of this game for Bucksport. Goes off to Tracy. Tracy now back to Moore. Moore's going to go. He's going to turn now. Gets the lane. Scoop shot up. No good. Rebound picked off in there and goes to Chadbourne. Chadbourne's going to go right to the lane. Lays it up and it's no good. And he's being fouled. And I believe it's going to be on Dyer. And that may be his 5th. It's going to be 2 shots.
It is his 5th foul, I believe.
5th or 4th. It's close. It is. And Bob Dyer has fouled on this game. So in the 4th period, there's 6:30 remaining. Dyer is gone. And a senior, he won't be back. And Brian Sanborn will come in. Sanborn, according to the program, is 6'8", and he is a sophomore.
At the line shooting 2, Dave Chadbourne.
Chadbourne goes to the line again. Good foul shooter. Stuff is good. Why are all guards good foul shooters?
Well, you know, they have to be in order to play the ball control game. You can't play the ball control game. Those guards can't shoot because you send them to the line, they miss the one-and-ones, and you're really in trouble.
Then they become forwards. 52-37, Moore way downtown off the glass, no good. Sanborn the rebound at Duffus, no good. Dan Sanborn puts it in. Bryant's miss was Dan Sanborn's follow-up, and it goes 52-39. Now to Moody. Moody with the ball on the dribble. Turns back to Chadbourne. Chadbourne turns now. Starts the left side. Going to go and challenge. Puts it right up and in. And he is fouled on Dan Sanborn.
There you see that real good controlled dribbling again. These two Wells guards are very, very good ball handlers.
54-39. And Sanborn goes back to the line. Chadbourne, rather.
And Wells comes back with Mr. Smith.
At the line, shooting one.
With 5:54 left to go.
And a shot and a miss. And a follow shot by Tufts, and he puts it in. 56-39, and no matter what they do it right. 5:42 remains in this game. Hook pass inside to Dan Sanborn. Turns, pop, good. Nice shot that time by Sanborn. And it's 56-41, 15-point lead. Moody controls now on the dribble. Dots to go right to the hoop, all the way under, and he comes back out to Smith, and they're going to call a travel on Smith. And coming back in will be Bruce Perrault, and going out will be Shell. .5:20 in the game. Moore with the ball. Way out deep. Back door now to Sanborn. Stops, put the pop up and in. 56-43 as we get closer to the 5-minute mark. Bucksport pecking away. Chadbourne brings down through a crowd, loses, controls it now, goes to Moody. Now to Smith, back outside to Moody. Moody turns for Wells. Now corner Tufts, back to Smith. Deep to Chadbourne outside. Hook pass goes in the corner to Tufts. Tufts swings past his man and puts it up. It's no good. Rebound by Brian Sanborn. Off to Tracy. Pass now goes to Perrault. Inside goes to Moore. Moore's going to turn. A lot of traffic. Puts it up and hits the under part of the backboard. And Chadbourne comes off the rebound. He comes down with it. Good ball handler. Goes right through the crowd. Bounce pass. Now it goes up to Smith. Smith's shot is up and it goes in. It's being fouled by Perrault.
It so often happens, Joe, in these situations. The team that's got it going, they just can't seem to be able to do anything wrong. Everything goes right for them. They get the right bounces.
And Dan Sanborn has just fouled out of the game.
And so Danny Sanborn has seen his last bit of action for the Bucksport Bucks as we see another senior foul out.
And getting ready to come into him will be David Ogden. So disappointing for the Bucksport fans that came down here tonight. Really not too much to cheer for because this Wells Ball Club, if you talk about playing a championship game, they have played a championship game tonight.
Well, anytime your school gets into a championship situation, the folks are going to come and support the ball club, win, lose, or draw. And that's what it's all about, I guess, to be here, Joe. And the Bucksport fans are still whooping it up, showing that they're behind their ball club. They try to spur them on to try to get back in it here with 4:18 left.
58-43. Smith will go to the line for a possible three as the crowd somewhat starts to leave.
That 15-point ball just seemed to hang right around there for most of the second half.
Smith now with the end of his three-pointer, or two-pointer. Shot gets up and it's in. 59-43. Jay Moore. Coming down now is Moore. Turns to Perrault. Fakes now, goes the lane, going to stop, going to take the pop. It's good. So Bruce Perrault gets into the scoring column. Moody, Chadbourne. Chadbourne now on the dribble. Back outside to Smith. Back to Chadbourne. Moody, I should say. Moody turns, goes off to Cry, and a foul on Jay Moore.
Foul on number 10, Jay Moore. Versus foul number 3.
And going to the line will be Pat Moody again. The Andy Nickerson lookalike. Andy's mother here this evening.
At the line shooting 1-1, Pat Moody.
That might look more like Bruce Nickerson. Shot is good. 60-45, and that's just about been the story. Around 15, 16, and 17 all night, as this Wells Ball Club has played a very, very fine basketball game. Second shot is up, and that's good. 61-45, with 3:44 left in this game. Behind the back goes Moore. He's going to scoop that up, and it's good. That was a long scoop that time. He puts it in 61-47. Chadbourne back. Chadbourne dribbles the ball. Now turns, looks for help. Comes to the middle of Moody. Moody turns to the foul line. Off to Smith. Smith scoop pass inside. Goes to Moody, back on to Chadbourne. And Chadbourne turns. Thought he heard a whistle, but it was no whistle. Goes to Cry. Back outside to Smith. Smith looks now. Left side, it goes to Moody. Moody turns on the dribble as they start to kill the clock now. 3:07 remaining in the game. As they go four-corner. Middle now, Smith. Back it goes as Smith comes out to help Chadbourne. Chadbourne on the dribble. Bounce pass, left-handed to Tufts, deep to Smith. Over to Chadbourne. 2:49 left. Long pass inside it goes, and a shot is missed in there by Tufts, and the ball is thrown out of bounds by Bucksport. So nothing has gone well as Black is fouled out. Dyer, Dan Sanborn for this Bucksport team. And they trail 61-47. And a foul is going to be called on David Ogden, who is a sophomore. And Moody will go back to the line. The good foul shooting duo and a timeout being asked for. And they have, I think, called a technical foul on Bucksport. There's no timeout. I don't know what has happened, but they're discussing it anyway. There was a tee thrown up, but I don't know. I don't think that was evidently a timeout was asked for. The official thought, but evidently not. At this point, it doesn't make any difference.
At the line shooting 1-1, Pat Moody.
I think Jay Moore made a T sign there for another reason. And Ed Manning thought he meant he wanted a timeout, but that wasn't the case.
Shot is up and good by Pat Moody of the Moody Blues. And this young man is a senior. Shot is up and it's no good this time. Rebound strong by Tracy of Bucksport. Off to Moore. Moore comes down. Moore's going to stop, gets his man in the air, takes a long pop, it's good. 62-49. Chadbourne in the backcourt. Chadbourne hustles up now, all the way up through. Now he's going to turn, hooks a pass back outside of Smith. 2:15 left. Now back to Moore. Moore's going to drive, scoop up, no good. Rebound underneath, up and good by Perrault. And he puts the second basket in. 62-51. As Bucksport continues to plug away. Moody with the ball. Moody turns, the ball is trapped away, but Chadbourne's there. Chadbourne on the dribble. Now goes Pat way down, stops, looks. In the middle it goes to Smith. Now to Cry. Looks around now, Chadbourne. Chadbourne spins, turns, and Moore is fouling. 1:41 remains in this game. 62-51 the score.
I'll have to say for Jay Moore, he has worked his heart out in this ball game, and if you've ever played the backcourt situation against the delay game, you know that it's very, very, very tiring to chase and chase and chase that ball. And Jay's been chasing the ball now for an entire half. And he's also been very aggressive down at the offensive end. He's a tired young man right now.
1 out of 2 by Chamberlain. Sanborn comes off the rebound, out to Baralt. Baralt's going to go the lane, puts the scoop up, and it's good. Bruce Baralt having a very fine game. 63-53, down to 10. 1:28 remains in the game.
This never say die Bucksport club has got this ball game back in perspective here a little bit.
Pass inside, and there's going to be a foul call underneath. And this is going to be on Tufts with 1:16 remaining, so there'll be a couple of foul shots coming up, or one anyway.
And Bucksport has a chance to get this game inside of 10. They have scratched and clawed and fought their way back into this thing temporarily. Although with 1:16 left, it's not the best of chances, but they've got themselves into this situation where they might have a chance in this ball game. Jay Moore is out right now, taking a rest.
The shot is no good. Barry Patton in the ball game now for Bucksport. Number 20, the ball is stolen by Moody. Moody starts down with it and stops. He turns, goes inside to Tufts, way deep now. Try to Chadbourne. Connor Moody. Moody goes through the lane. Moody all the way to the corner. He's being fouled by Tracy. And that stops the clock. Where the score is 63-53.
Foul number 32, Richard Tracy, personal foul number 1.
And Moody goes back again to the foul line. And Jay Moore comes in, and Barry Patton leaves. And a sub for Wells. This will be Glenn Bragdon. And going to the sidelines will be Chuck Tufts. Bragdon, the senior. And the Wells crowd across the way stands up and gives Tufts the fine hand. And going to the line is Pat Moody, as mentioned. Looks up, the pop is good.
These Wells backcourt players have kept the point spread right here on the foul line in the fourth quarter.
And both the backcourt duo has a pile of foul shots. That one's missed. Sanborn gets the rebound. Off to Jay Moore, 53 seconds, 64-53. Moore floats, pops, no good. Rebound taken off by, found in the corner by Baralt. Puts it out and they call him for traveling. Nice attempt that time by Baralt, but they call him for traveling. Chadbourne to Moody. Inside to Bragdon. Bragdon turns, looks now to Moody, and Moody's being fouled by Baralt. And coming in will be Steve Elmore. And leaving will be Jim Fry.
At the line, 101, Pat Moody.
Moody back on the foul line. Shot is up, it's good. He must have 20 tonight.
He has quite a few. 18.
18, and one more will make 19. If he can make it, it's up, it's good. So if you look for a standout in this ball game, I think you'd have to say that Pat Moody, along with Dave Chadbourne, have been electrifying as a very dynamic duo in the backcourt. And there goes Pat Moody to the sidelines, and a well-deserved hand, and Wayne Brown comes in for him. Inbounds comes to Moore. Moore in the lane, Moore floats, and Smith rejects it right into the hands of Jerry Kane. Kane gets up, gives the ball now to Flood, the official, with 23 seconds left. And Chadbourne goes out of the game. And Todd Buckland is in. And there's going to be a foul on Jay Moore. Player control, and that will be his 5th. And with 21 seconds left in the 4th, Jay Moore is fouled out. So that is 4 of the starting 5 that has fouled out of this ball game. Moore, Black, Sanborn, and Dyer. So Shell, who is down in the ball game now, is the only player of the starting 5 that did not foul out. And coming back is Barry Patton to replace Moore.
At the line shooting 1-1, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith looks up now, the basket. Shot is good. And Shane Mishu will be coming in the game, and he'll probably replace Smith. So the idea now for Smith is to miss the foul shot. Looks up, shot is up, and it's good. And he'll come out. And Steve Smith, a very, very fine center for this Wells Ball Club. Well, if the rumors are true, John, and he does go to Brewer, he'll be with the Andy Nicholson lookalike. Nice drive inside, but there's going to be a foul called on 21, which will be Todd Buckland. And still another sub comes in. This will be Art Bellator, number 14. And going to the sidelines will be Todd Buckland. 17 seconds remains in this Class B state final. 68-53. Shot is up and no good by Steve Long. And he'll get ready for a second. Shot is up, and that's no good. Rebound tipped around, picked off underneath, and there's going to be a foul on Steve Long. And he's fouling the other 12, Glenn Bragdon. And Bragdon will go down for a foul shot. And coming in for Bucksport will be Chris Berry, a sophomore. And 44 coming in will be Mark Stubbs. A very nice facility here in Augusta, and I think Phil Faulkner a year ago didn't particularly care for the PA system going as it does, but I think it really adds to this spacious place. As Bragdon makes a foul shot, and it becomes only academic now, and he makes a second, so Bragdon hits a pair and makes the score 70-53. As the net is hung up one more time. The Greeley girls were winners in Class B earlier. They won over Holton 57-49. And with 9 seconds left, Wells has won the State B boys. And a foul is called this time on Steve Long.
Well, the Bucks got really down a little too far in the first half, Joe. They battled back as strong as they could, and they got within 10 of this ball game with a little less than 2 minutes to go, but they weren't able to pull it out, and Wells has just continued to pull away.
As Wayne Brown makes it, probably with 5-6 seconds left, John, a good opportunity to thank the people at MPBN for again putting on such a tremendous show for the people throughout the state. The technicians are certainly the stars for this MPBN crew, and their very hard work with executive Ed Producer's knowledge of the game has really made, I think, one of the finest years for MPBN, the 3rd year out of 4 in doing this. This is actually the 5th year, but they did it 1 year and missed the year, and they've been 3 straight. And the score goes 72-53. Any All-Star, John?
I would say early in the ball game, Pat Mooney really sparked this Wells Ball Club. He scored 11 of their first 13 points, and he wound up the ball game with 19 or 20, I'm not sure. He had an outstanding game. I just thought it was a tremendous team situation. They were strong under the boards. The Smith boy is certainly an outstanding inside player. He can play facing the basket, or he can play with his back to the basket, which we don't see very much of a 6'5" boy here in Maine. Usually fellows of that size are strictly back to the basket players, but Smith is certainly a fine all-around player, and the backcourt duo, and that shows my judgment. I kind of thought I'd give Bucksport the edge in the backcourt, and it certainly didn't pan out here in this ball game tonight, Joe.
Well, you talk about backcourt duo, McGregor and Hagan are pretty good basketball players for Hamlin, but this duo of Moody and Chadbourne is a tremendous effort tonight with a great ball handling, the great shooting. As John mentioned, the big man, Steve Smith, who slammed one home early in the game. And we've seen just a fantastic Class B team. There's no question that they played very, very well all during the game, and now they replace Gorham as the Class B champion. There's the PA system giving the final rundown of the scoring, and we'll be giving the scoring up here. And the Nets go back up on the basket. And Steve Smith had 23 points tonight, according to the PA system.
All right, let's run down the individual scoring as we're getting ready for the floor to clear and everything. Jay Moore, high scorer for Bucksport, he wound up with 27. Kevin Black had 4. Mike Shell, 1 field goal for 2. 10 points for Danny Sanborn. 1 field goal for Bob Dyer for 2. 3 field goals for Bruce Farrell for 6. And 1 field goal by Richard Tracy for a total of 53 for Bucksport. For Wells, 1 point for Danny Moore. 19 for Pat Moody. 2 for Bragdon. 15 for Chadbourne. 23 for Steve Smith. 2 for Brown. 2 for Cry, and 8 points for Chuck Tufts. So Moody, Chadbourne, and Smith, the usual scorers for Wells, were strong tonight on this in the scoring effort, and their final total was 72. So for the B boys state final, it's Wells 72, Bucksport 53. Let's go down on the floor now for the awards.
There are approximately 43 basketball teams in Class B boys. And when you reach the state championship, you know on behalf of the Maine Secondary School principals, I want to congratulate both Bucksport High School and Wells High School. The outstanding basketball that was played here tonight. It's a long season, a lot of practicing, and I think both of these teams have given 100% and deserve a tremendous amount of credit. I'd like to have the Bucksport coach, Coach Jerry Kane, please come forward and present his individual medals to the Bucksport team.
For our success this year, I'd like to give all the praise to God and a little number 10, the boys and basketball teams. Also, I'd like to congratulate the team from Wells. They did a great job. And I want to take nothing away from Wells. I think they did a great job. I think, as I've been in the state championships 8 times. As a coach, we've won it 4 times and lost 4 times. And I think this is the worst officiating I've ever seen. You don't. We take nothing away from Wells. We take nothing away from them. Okay, for our 5 starters who are on the bench at the end of the game. Jay Moore, Danny Sanborn, Bobby Dyer, I think if you look back in the record books, you'll find out I'm the first guy that ever handed out medals, and they started it as a tradition a long time ago. All right. Who's the other guy? Mike Shell. Kevin Black. Bobby Dyer. You got yours. Over here. Brian Sanborn. Richard Tracy. Police, you got good control. One of the guys that stand back. Barry. Chris Berry. Stevie Lord. Thanks, Steve. Bruce Veralt. Augie. David. Mark Stubbs. Who did I miss there? Anyone else? Chrissy Furco. Ann Roach. Where's it? Todd Netto. And that's right, the game is for the kids. And I've been in it for 21 years, and I appreciate every minute of it. And I'd like to thank these boys. I'd like to congratulate Wells again for winning the state championship.
Bucksport coach and captains, please come forward. I'd like to present to Bucksport High School this plaque, symbolic of the state runners-up 1983. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Wells High School, state Class B boys champions. In 1983. Would Coach Dufour please come forward to present his individual award?
I'd like to first of all congratulate Bucksport and the team and their coach. They hung right in there, and they're a fine credit to their school, to their town, and they're a good bunch of boys. These boys in white over here are the champs. Every time we go out on the floor, they always do something to get me upset or nervous, but boy, do they come through in the clutch.
I'd like to take a moment to thank all the fans that showed up tonight. My question is there anybody home minding the store? Also, I'd like to thank our cheerleaders, who's done a real good job for us all year long. I'd also like to take a moment to thank my wife, who's put up with me for these last 2 weeks. It's been a long one. I'd like to call my assistant, Rick Coyne, out to help me with the awards. My managers, Shannon Bridges, John Rosa, Joe DiTullio, and now for some of the boys that kind of go unnoticed at times because the 5 tries to put on a show every now and then, but they're as much an important part of our game plan or our team as the 5 or how many ever gets in. They deserve more credit probably because they do it without all the print and everything else. Starting with Arthur Bellator, sophomore. Junior Shane Mishu. Junior Todd Buckland. Next year. You'll be senior then. Junior Wayne Brown. Senior Steve Elmore. Senior Glenn Bragdon. Senior Danny Moore. And now the starting 5 that we've all come to know and love. Junior big tough rebounder Jim Cry. The junior with all the answers, Steve Smith. And the 3 that we're going to miss next year, no question about it. Senior Chuck Tufts. The controller, Dave Chadbourne. And the kid that never ceases to amaze me to come up with the big games when we need him, Pat Moody. I'd like to also just take a moment and thank our athletic director, Marty Ryan. I think the last 2 weeks he's put more time in than I have. And also the wonder in practice that usually keeps us loose and everything, my son, AJ.
Would the Wells coach and captains please come forward? On behalf of the Maine Secondary School Principals Association, I'm very proud to present to Wells High School a gold basketball, symbolic of state champions, 1983. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Good night.
Coach Ronald A. Dufort, Jr., recognizing the people from Wells along with his son and the athletic director, who I want to thank as well for sending the information to us, Matt and Ryan, about this ball club. And you talk about B teams, B championship, and let's go right down to Bill McManus.
Thank you, Joe. I'm with Rolly. Rolly, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awful fun to take one of those home.
Certainly has. Never had one of those.
Well, they're enjoyable because you get a chance to look at them. Your comments on the game, Rolly, real quick.
Well, I thought that our running game really got into gear, and I thought that put them at a disadvantage. They were always hustling back. Some of the comments that were made, I don't know. I could see it both ways. I mean, I thought the officiating was consistent, good, bad, or otherwise. I mean, that remains to be seen. But they were calling the same thing at both ends, or not calling at both ends.
Your kids played real well, and so did Bucksport. You seemed to outscore them better from the foul line. You were good foul shooters.
Yeah, we work on foul shooting a lot, and they had an exceptional game from the foul line. We put them in when we had to.
You were 30 for 36 from the foul line.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all, Coach. I'd take that any time. I thought you would. The kids played real well. The Smith boy looked real good.
Yeah, he did. He plays well inside. Again, you use more of your quickness type of thing, and he got down the floor a couple of times. He can beat the other guys down the floor, and that puts the other team at a disadvantage because they're not working their offense. They're worrying about getting back.
Well, Rolly, it's awful fun to take one of those home. They look awful nice down at Wells, and congratulations on an excellent team.
Thank you.
Joe, back to you.
Okay, John.
Well, I'd just like to say I appreciate the opportunity to be here with MPBN. I've enjoyed it very much once again. Great job done by the staff and everything, and we've had some great tournaments, great championship games, and I've had a great time. Thank you very much for asking me.
Are you asking me to ask you that? Are you telling me? No, John, very good, and I think a lot of your insight in this has certainly helped our dynamic duo here of picking out the flaws and otherwise of telling it like it is. And we saw just a real fine basketball team. You talk about great B basketball teams. I think you have to put this Wells club right among them, as they just were strong in every category. We saw a real fine center in Steve Smith and two great guards in Dave Chadbourne and Pat Moody. And the other two big men, Cry, along with Tufts, complemented the other three with their strong rebounding and their unselfishness. A good team effort, and 30 for 36 in the foul line is really something. And that probably has to be a state record, I would say, by the sounds of it.
Well, they put together a real good game plan and executed it very well. They showed a lot of versatility, their ability to run and build up the big score in the first half. The second half, they showed their ability to control the ball and shoot the free throws, and it was an outstanding job by a great ball club, and there they are getting the team picture.
And that is the one they've been waiting for all year, to get the gold basketball, which signifies that they are the state champions. Another point, did some research today and looking up Nick Sashia of Sanford, 67 state game, Class A, 40 points. Everyone thought it might have been Steve Pound. No, it wasn't. 68, he had 30 in overtime against South Portland. That is official. An Orrington fan called me today and gave me the double, so I want to make that part be known. Well, you had a chance to play here, and what was it, a double overtime victory over your old school?
Yeah, we had a good one. hope to see you Tuesday night as University of Maine gets into their tournament.
All right. As the pictures still being taken on the floor and setting up for the last hurrah as Wells will go home and their fans will follow them. The scoring in the quarters came out this way. Wells took the lead 23-12 at the end of one. They led 39-25 at half, 48-33 in the third period, and win it going away 72-53. And this has been Joe Gould for John Giffen and Bill McManus. And I hope you've enjoyed this week of basketball and have a pleasant good evening.